Preserve memories in fabric when you learn how to print your own fabric photos. Use your favorite digital photos and print on special treated fabric. I'll show you a very economical way to treat, cut, and back fabric that is designed specifically for this technique. Scenes from vacation, pictures of children or pets, or even images of your flower garden are perfect candidates for this creative technique. Our tote bag just features one image. I love the contrast of the complementary colors of blue and orange together. And rather than using an image that's printed on paper, we're going to print on fabric that's backed with paper. And then we'll remove the paper later and applique it onto your project. A few techniques to review with you, how you make the paper so that you can print on it. And first of all, you're going to work with the fabric. The fabric is a Southern Belle broadcloth, tightly woven, fine quality, doesn't have any slubs or nubs in it so that the images will print well on it. You can obviously choose from white or the ivory color. And then cut the fabrics approximately 9 by 12, a little bit larger than a standard size sheet of paper. Now you need a solution to set the fabric, make it so that you can print using your inkjet printer. And the product is the Bubble Jet set, and it's number 2000. And you use a cake pan, or here we have a plastic dish, flat dish. It's important that you have something flat, and then place the fabric right inside. I already have some placed in here. And use some rubber gloves so that you can saturate it. Follow the instructions on the packaging, on the bottle. You'll be told exactly how long to soak the fabric, and then you dry it. Just air dry it. And here we have some pieces that are air dried, pretty wrinkled. So we need to press it, of course. Just press it with a dry iron. And then you're going to do one more pressing. You're going to press it to freezer paper, whether it's cut the size of paper or the grocery store variety. You can use either of them. Here's the pre-cut sizes or the type you may have at home. I'm going to use the grocery store variety plus a copy paper template that's 8.5 by 11. My fabric rectangle has already been pressed, I should say, to the shiny side of the freezer paper. Here's the dull side, here's the shiny side. And then trim it exactly to the size so it will fit through your printer tray. And just cut around the edges. You might guess you need this cut exactly like a piece of paper so that it fits through. And I'll just cut one more side. And then I'll have a piece of fabric that has paper on the back of it. Let me just trim this little edge so that it will fit through the tray. Here at my printer, I've applied or placed the paper with the fabric on it in the tray. On my computer, I've selected the images that I'd like to print on this 8.5 by 11 sheet of fabric backed with paper, and then just hit print. Instead of the photo printing on paper, it's printing on your fabric because it's been treated with the Bubble Jet Set 2000. Back in the sewing room, you can see my printed fabric that has the paper backing, and the next step is to remove the freezer paper from your fabric. And you need to set the colors of the ink in the fabric, and the complement to the solution we used earlier is a Bubble Jet rinse. It's a mild detergent and it will prevent the colors from fading later on. So I've placed the Bubble Jet rinse in the tray and follow the instructions. You have the fabric that is soaking. Follow the instructions for the time needed to do the soaking and air dry. Trim the fabrics to size. Here we have our daylily and tulips ready to be applied to the fabric. Now I'm going to use the Creatopia to apply adhesive to the back. The adhesive is acid-free, it's washable, and it will not gum up your needle, and it's kind of a clever machine to use. And you fill up the tray as much as possible with your appliques. Even if you had some other things you'd like to applique in the future, you could stick it in this side. And then there's an adhesive that you simply crank this forward. We'll get it going, we'll feed it through. There we go, and as it's coming to the end, I'm going to flip it around now. And then this little orange button is a knife, and it cuts the paper. And we didn't cut that one end. There we are. And there we have a cellophane, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a fusible right now. Well, we have one more step, and that is to burnish the design. I'm using my Hera marker to burnish both sides. And it takes a little time because I burnished one side. This will apply the adhesive. And now burnish the other side. And I'm going to cut this in two and burnish later the other half of the fabric and show you what happens next. You remove the cellophane top, probably the hardest part of making this applique, just to remove this. Let me try another end. Remove the cellophane, and you will find that the extra adhesive has applied to the cellophane. This is not sticky at all. And then remove the applique. Notice there's the adhesive. Remove it from the paper. Now it's adhesive and it's an applique, and if you're scrapbooking you wouldn't need to do any sewing. You just place your fabric or your positioning applique wherever you'd like it. I think I like it right about there. Let me just slightly reposition it and place it flat. Then using a zigzag on your sewing machine and matching thread, or you can use monofilament thread, just permanently stitch this around the edges. Nancy's Notions offers a full selection of sewing notions to test out your new sewing or quilting skills. Order your supplies today.